Hello, everybody. I'm back to read a little more from SAVITRI by Sri Aurobindo. As y'all can see, I made it to Oregon. The fulfillment of the dream is in effect as we speak. Victory to the divine light, love always wins. Remember that. We're going to keep on reading. Thank y'all for joining me. We're going to continue on in Book 7, the Book of Yoga, Canto. Well, Canto 3, or 4, Triple Soul Forces. From the cruelty of the Titan and his pain, there shall be peace and joy forevermore. On past she and her spirit's upward route, an ardent grandeur climbed mid ferns and rocks. A quiet wind flattered the heart to warmth, finer perfume breathed from slender trees. All beautiful grew, subtle and high and strange. Here on a boulder, carved like a huge throne, a woman set in gold and purple sheen, armed with a trident and a thunderbolt. Her feet upon a couchant lion's back. A formidable smile curved round her lips. Heaven fire laughed in the corner of her eyes, her body a mass of courage and heavenly strength. She menaced the triumph of the nether gods. A halo of lightnings flamed around her head. In sovereignty, a great cestus zoned her robe. A majesty and victory sat with her. Guarding in the wide cosmic battlefield against the flat equality of death, and the all-leveling insurgent night, the hierarchy of the ordered powers, the high changeless values, the peaked imminencies, the privileged aristocracy of truth, and in the governing ideal sun, the triumvirate of wisdom, love, and bliss, and the sole autocracy of the absolute light. August, on her seat in the inner world of mind, the mother of might, looked down on passing things, listened to the advancing thread of time, saw the irresistible wheeling of the suns, and heard the thunder of the march of God. Amid the swaying forces in their strife, sovereign was her word of luminous command. Her speech like a war cry rang, or a pilgrim chant. A charm restoring hope in failing hearts inspired the harmony of her prescient voice. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down into the human world, in the movement watched by an unsleeping eye, in the dark contrary of earth's fate, in the battle of the bright and somber powers. I stand upon earth's paths of danger and grief, and help the unfortunate and save the doomed. To the strong I bring the guerdon of their strength, to the weak I bring the armor of my force. To men who long I carry their coveted joy. I am fortune justifying the great and wise, by the sanction of the platitudes of the crowd, then trampling them with the armed heel of fate. My ears lean to the cry of the oppressed. I topple down the thrones of tyrant kings. A cry comes from prescribed and hunted lives, appealing to me against the pitiless world. A voice of the forsaken and desolate, and the lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. Men hail in my coming the almighty force, or praise with thankful tears his Savior grace. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world. I slay the ogre in his blood-stained den. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong. I am Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate. I wear the face of Kali when I kill. Facts. I trample the corpses of the demon hordes. I am charged by God to do his mighty work. Uncaring I serve his will who sent me forth, reckless of peril and earthly consequence. I reason not of virtue and of sin, but do my deed he has put into my heart. I fear not for the angry frown of heaven. I flinch not from the red assault of hell. I crush the opposition of the gods, tread down a million goblin obstacles. I guide man to the path of the divine and guard him from the red wolf and the snake. I set his mortal hand my heavenly sword, and put on him the breastplate of the gods. I break the ignorant pride of human mind and lead the thought to the wideness of the truth. I rend man's narrow and successful life, and force his sorrowful eyes to gaze at the sun, that he may die to earth and live in his soul. I know the goal. I know the secret road. I have studied the map of the invisible worlds. I am the battle's head, the journey's star. But some great obstinate world resists my word. And the crookedness and evil in men's heart is stronger than reason, profounder than the pit. And the malignancy of hostile powers puts craftily back in the clock of destiny. And mightier seems than the eternal will. The cosmic evil is too deep to unroot, the cosmic suffering too vast to heal. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. A few I save that may fall, a few I save, the mass falls back unsaved. A few I help, and many strive to fail. With my heart I have hardened, and I do my work. Slowly the light grows greater in the east. Slowly the world progresses on God's road. His seal is on my task, it cannot fail. Facts. I shall hear the silver swinging of heaven's gates when God comes out to meet the soul of the world. She spoke, and from the lower human world an answer warped echo met her speech. The voice came through the spaces of mind of the dwarf titan, the deformed chained god, who strives to master his nature's rebel stuff and make the universe his instrument, the ego of his great world of desire. Claimed earth and the wide heavens for the use of man, head of the life it shapes on earth, its representative and conscious soul, and symbol of evolving light and force, and vessel of the Godhead that must be. The thinking animal, nature's struggling lord, has made of her his nurse and tool and slave, and pays to her as wage and annulment, inescapably by deep law and things, his heart's grief and his body's death and pain. His pains are her means to grow, to see and feel. His death assists her mortality, tool and slave of his own slave and tool. He praises his free will in his master's mind, in his mastermind, and is pushed by her upon her chosen paths. Possessor he is possessed, and ruler ruled. Her conscious automaton, her desires dupe. His soul is her guest, sovereign, mute, inert. His body her robot. His life her way to live. His conscious mind her strong revolted serf. The voice rose upon and smote some inner sun. I am the heir of the forces of the earth. Slowly I make good my right to my estate. A growing godhead in her divinized mud, I climb and claim it to the throne of heaven. The last born of earth, I stand first. Her slow millenniums waited for my birth. Although I live in time besieged by death, precarious owner of my body and soul, housed on a little speck amid the stars, for me and my use, the universe was made. Immortal spirit in the perishing clay, I am God still unevolved in human form. Even if he is not, he becomes in me. Healing young light all one. Continue on page 512. The sun and the moon are lights upon my path. Air was invented for my lungs to breathe. Conditioned as a wide and walled space for my winged chariot's wheel to cleave a road, the sea was made for me to swim and sail and bear my golden commerce on its back. It laughs, cloven by my pleasure's gliding keel. I laugh at its black stare and fate of fate and death. The earth is my floor, the sky my living's roof. All was prepared through many a silent age. God made experiments with animal shapes. Then only when I was ready, I was born. I was born weak and small and ignorant, a helpless creature in a difficult world, traveling through my brief years with death at my side. I have grown greater than nature, wiser than God. I have made real what she never dreamed. I have seized her powers and harnessed for my work. I have shaped her metals and new metals made. I will make glass and raiment out of milk, make iron, velvet, water, unbreakable stone. Like God in his auspice of artist skill, mold from one primal plasma protean forms and single nature multitudinous lives. All that imagination can conceive in mind intangible were mold anew. In matters plastic, solid, and concrete, no magic can surpass my magic skill. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. What he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. I have found the atoms from which he builds the worlds, the first tremendous cosmic energy. Missioned, shall leap to slay my enemy kin, expunge a nation or abolish a race. Death's silence, leave there was laughter and joy. Where the fissured invisible shall spin God's force, to extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car now, the lightning's drive, and turn the engine of my miracles. I will take his means of sorcery from his hands and do with them greater wonders than his best. Yet through it all I have kept my balanced thought, I have studied my being, I have examined the world, I have grown a master of the arts of life. I have tamed the wild beast, trained to be my friend. He guards my house, looks up, waiting my will. I have taught my kind to serve and to obey. I have used the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distance and to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance, and sin and virtue my inventions are. I can transcend or sovereignly use. I shall know mystic truths, seize occult powers. I shall slay my enemies with a look or a thought. I shall sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts, and see and hear things, the hidden thoughts of men. When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. The gods shall be my aids, or menial folk. No wish I harbor and fulfill shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine, and SAVITRI heard the voice, the warped echo heard, and turning to her being of power she spoke. Madonna of might, mother of works and force, thou art a portion of my soul put forth to help mankind and help the travail of time. Because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art, men's souls can climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. But without wisdom, power is like a wind. It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It cannot build the extreme eternal things. Thou hast given men strength, wisdom thou couldst not give. One day I will return, a bringer of light. Then I will give to thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen, reflected in the bright pool of thy soul. Thy wisdom shall be vast, and vast thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts, and fear and weakness shall desert men's lives. The cry of the eagle shall be hushed within, its lion roar that claims the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy force. Period. We're going to take a break right there at line 406, Canto 4. I hope y'all enjoying this. Healing, love, and light. All one.